Cox 8 Sports is proud to bring you local high school football. Tonight, the Santa Barbara Dons take on the San Marcos Royals in the 54th annual Big Game here at Workington Stadium on the campus of San Marcos High School. Tonight's game is brought to you by Montecito Bank and Trust, Paths to Prosperity. Also brought to you by Village Properties, Milpas Rental, Cox Home Security, and Santa Barbara Chicken Ranch. Plus, go to cox8tv.com to watch local high school football. Also, check out music videos and informative shows from our Emmy Award-winning Backbeat. That's cox8tv.com. And hi again, everybody. Welcome to Sutpaloa Field at Workington Stadium here on the campus of San Marcos High School for tonight's 54th big game between the Santa Barbara High School Dons and the host San Marcos Royals. I'm John Martini. It's great to have you with us as we reach week 9 of the high school football season. For the Royals tonight, it will be their final game of the year. The Dons will play at Ventura next week, but it should be a classic as always. The big game. You can throw out the records and the stats as these two teams will get it on for the 54th time. We'll start with the Dons first. Head coach Doug Caines in his second season with Santa Barbara. He is a class of 2000 Don, so he's played in this big game, and now his second year as the head coach. Dons won last year 35-14, so Caines will try to go 2-0 in this rivalry. His Dons come in 3-5. They had a bye last week, but lost to Buena 2 weeks ago. They are led by their sophomore quarterback, Brent Payas. The diaper dandy has certainly grown up in his second year with the Dons. He has thrown for over 1,230 yards and 7 touchdowns. He is number 2 in the league in yards passing and 4th in touchdowns. And as always, his prime target tonight will be senior running back / receiver Cherokee Cunningham. Cunningham has nearly 500 yards on the ground, nearly 400 yards receiving, and 7 total touchdowns. That puts him 5th in the league in rushing, 2nd in receiving, and 4th in scoring. So the Dons do bring in a pretty potent offense to Workington Stadium tonight. San Marcos, on the other hand, well, they also lost to Buena last week, 31-17, and although head coach Anthony Linebaugh in his second season will not have the Royals going to the playoffs, they can make their season here tonight and get a winning record for the first time since 2003 with a win over Santa Barbara tonight. Royals would finish 6-4 with a victory. To do that, they're going to have to rely on 2 heady seniors, Wesley Gann Gibson, who is the top-ranked quarterback in the Channel League. All he has done is throw for 1,593 yards and 15 touchdowns. Both of those lead the Channel League. He's also number 1 in completion percentage at 60.8, just ahead of Payas's 58.1. He is a gunslinger. Didn't open it up against Dos Pueblos as much as we thought. We'll see if he does open it up tonight. And finally, the Royals are going to go to that running back who is so dangerous, Esteban Alfaro. He, like Cunningham, is a multi-talent. Alfaro comes in with 33 receptions, 842 yards. He's 2nd in the league in receiving, and he is number 3 in rushing. And Alfaro is the Channel League's leading scorer. He has 15 total touchdowns, 12 on the ground, 3 via the air, for a total of 90 points. Royals also with a very high-octane offense, averaging over 29 points per game. So who's going to win? Well, injuries and turnovers are always a factor. The weather is not. It's beautiful here tonight. 75 degrees it should be at kickoff, and we'll see if the Royals can make amends in this series. They've lost 3 in a row and 5 of the last 6, or we'll see if the Dons continue to dominate. They lead it all time, 30-23. Who will be the stars tonight in the 54th big game? That's why we play it. And we'll have the starting lineups and the opening kickoff for you coming up next. It's the big game from San Marcos, and it's all coming your way next on award-winning Cox 8.
Backbeat, a show highlighting people that make a difference using music in our very own community.
The 54th big game set to start here at Workington Stadium, Sutpaloa Field. John Martini welcoming Jeff Zamora into the broadcast booth. And Jeff, great to see you again. Big game is here for 2013, the 54th edition. Last 6 years, the Dons have reigned supreme, 5 of 6. The only Royal victory in that stretch was 2009. But San Marcos feels very confident tonight for a chance at victory, a team that's averaging 29.5 points per game. Should be a fun one.
Should be a real fun and exciting game. You know, neither team wants to go 0-2 in Santa Barbara, so somebody's going to win tonight and have bragging rights over the other. Senior night for some big names out here. I expect to see a very exciting game tonight.
Royals will defer to the second half, but the whistles will stop it dead. So before we can all rejoice about the start of the game, we'll have to kick it over one more time. Nathan Coffey is the man that will do the honors for this 2013 big game. Royals started 5-0, Jeff, and lost their last 4, 3 of them in league, so they are out of the playoff picture. Tonight's their season. Santa Barbara also with faint playoff hopes. 0-2 in league and 3-5 overall. Dons have to win the next 2 and see Ventura lose 2 to have a chance at a wild card for third place.
Yeah, a slight glimmer of hope there for Santa Barbara. They need a couple things to swing their way tonight, so we'll see what happens down south. But Ventura and Buena definitely in the driver's seat at this point.
The best news for your fans listening and watching at home is that these teams could both be 10-0 or 0-10, and it doesn't simply matter. It's the big game. That's all that matters, and these kids want bragging rights for not only this year but forever when they see each other 30, 35 years down the road.
Most definitely, especially in this town, small town. You run into people all the time, and I remember, playing basketball 20 years ago or 25 years ago and still seeing guys. I remember beating you or they getting razzed by them. So yes, definitely bragging rights is huge in Santa Barbara and Goleta Valley.
Coffey on take 2, drilled one over Cherokee Cunningham's head. So the Dons will start from the 20-yard line. That's how the big game starts. Brent Payas, the sophomore quarterback, is going to hand off to Cunningham. And the Gary Blades MVP from 2 years ago, Cunningham gets stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
It's going to be real important for Santa Barbara to win that battle up front in the line of scrimmage if they want to get some good yards tonight for Cunningham and Harper, especially for Cunningham his senior season. This could be his swan song here.
Second down, Payas will hand off again. Dons in their road white jerseys, Royals in all blue at home. And you see Cunningham push it out to about the 22-yard line. I mentioned Cherokee 2 years ago was the player of the game, had 24 carries, 160 yards, and 4 touchdowns, including that 61-yarder that broke the game open. It was a 35-21 Dons win in this stadium 2 years ago.
Yeah, really the coming out party for Cunningham. He really lit it up. Those 4 touchdowns, extremely impressive that night. 3rd
and 8, Payas looking for Cunningham in the right flat, just past the yardage marker, what would have been a first down, but instead falls incomplete. Coverage for San Marcos, Enrique Cortez, you see him right there. The 5'6", 140-pound junior was in coverage against Cherokee.
San Marcos is doing exactly what they needed to do, holding Santa Barbara to a 3-and-out. See if they can return this punt and get some good field position to start the first quarter.
Ignacio Rendon will be the Dons punter. He'll kick it away from his 10. Right-footed kicker gets off a nice sailing high kick taken by Tony Zuniga. Back at his 33. And the senior wide receiver on special teams will take it out to the 39-yard line. So a nice job by Ignacio Rendon. But San Marcos, despite the good punt, will have pretty good field position at their 39. That was a 45-yard punt. Not a bad first effort in the big game for Rendon. And a return of 6 for Zuniga. Now we get to look at the number 1
passer in the Channel League. We just saw the number 2 passer, Payas, make his first throw. And the Royals on first down go to their bread and butter, Esteban Alfaro, who punches it out to the 43-yard line after a pickup of 4 yards.
Alfaro, the workhorse on the ground game for San Marcos, expect to call his name numerous times tonight. Probably going to get anywhere between 20 and 30 carries this evening.
Alfaro has 4 games this year, Jeff, of over 120 yards. He's been a very consistent performer as well. Picked up 4 on his first carry. Dons with a 5-man front. And on 2nd and 6, handoff to Jason Deep. And Deep is lucky to get to the line of scrimmage. Good line surge by the Dons defense there, holding him to no gain.
You said it, John. Santa Barbara's front line just getting that push, able to stop him in the backfield for no gain. Really good pressure up the middle by the defensive tackle.
So it remains 6 yards to go. 3rd and 6. Royals with 4 receivers in the pattern. Cheetah formation with 1 running back to the left of Gibson. Don showing a 3-man front. Corners are creeping. Gan Gibson is going to take it himself. Dives for the first down, and I think he's got it as he slides safely into home plate right in the center of Workington Stadium. First down, San Marcos.
Gan Gibson with a nice individual effort there, looking downfield for his receivers who were well covered by the corners. Saw the middle of the field open up and just dove at the last second, able to just extend far enough to get past the yard marker and a first down for San Marcos.
He needed 6 yards, Jeff. He gained 7 up to midfield. And the Royals have the first down of this 54th big game. Starting at midfield. Little pass in the flat. That's Cameron Whitney. And Whitney immediately wrapped up by Jonah Iwanaga. Nice tackle by the Dons cornerback, the 6', 175-pound senior.
Whitney doing a nice job of catching the pass out in the flat for a 5-yard gain.
Cameron's been coming on lately the last couple of weeks. Had 9 catches last week for 92 yards and a touchdown, a 55-yard score from Gan Gibson in their loss to Buena. He has 13 catches over the last 2 games. This is Alfaro on 2nd and 5. He'll move the chains once again. Power running straight up the gut. First down, San Marcos at the Dons 37, a pickup of 8.
Gan Gibson with a handoff to Alfaro, just runs right off left tackle with a nice open there. 7-yard gain and another first down. San Marcos is moving the chains now.
Royals have run 4 times, just 1 pass so far. Dons going 3 and out on their opening series. 1st and 10 from the Santa Barbara 37. Gan Gibson again with the handoff. Alfaro straining to get back to the line of scrimmage. Will perhaps pick up a yard at best on a charitable spot. Officials move it to the 36. Good surge again there by the Dons defense. Marshall Stevens right in the center there, the senior linebacker with a nice stop. 2nd down and 9. Gan Gibson, 1,593 yards and 15 passing touchdowns, both number 1 in the Channel League. He'll hand off to Whitney. Boy, it didn't take long for his helmet to fall off this week, Jeff. We saw it twice fall off against Dos Pueblos.
Yeah, he had a rough night that night. His helmet was falling off quite frequently. There you see it again, jogging off the field.
Whitney loses 3 and his helmet as he comes to the Royal sidelines.
Nice shot of the Iceman as he was jogging off the field, as they like to call him.
Iceman is in danger of melting tonight. Kickoff temperature in Santa Barbara was 75 degrees. It is still balmy here in this beautiful seaside community. Loss of 3 will bring up 3rd and 12. Gan Gibson steps up in the pocket, fires, and it's incomplete. Receiver on the far side was Alfaro at the 34, but he was falling down, Jeff. Even if he catches that one, he's short of the first down by about 7 yards.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Again, Gibson dropping back, looking for Alfaro on the left side. Hits him in the chest, but like you said, John, he's only about 2 yards past the original line of scrimmage, so they would have been short anyway. So San Marcos forced to punt.
Don's defense stiffens. Coffee will kick one high that will land just inside the 20. Takes a quick Don's roll and is covered immediately by San Marcos. Eric Smith, the senior, 6'2", 165, pounces on the football. Beautiful panoramic shot of Workington Stadium here on a beautiful Friday night. Next to last week of the regular season. Dons at 3-5 against the 5-4 Royals. 54th big game. Payas on first down completes the pass. And out near the 40-yard line, Iwanaga makes a nice catch and equally impressive run for additional yards.
Nice looking pass there. Let's take a look at the replay. Payas dropping back, and he finds Iwanaga out in the flats, able to shed a couple tacklers and break it off for a nice little gain. First down of the game for Santa Barbara.
Gain of 20, in fact, and now on a run play from the 39. Cunningham with a quick burst off his right tackle. Pounds it out to the 46-yard line. That's a solid gain of 7 on Cherokee's first sizable gain of the opening quarter. He's carried now 3 times for 9 yards in the early going. Second down and 3. And Payas right up the middle. Pass complete to Adam Ebling. And Ebling with their yards after the catch once more. Turned off his left shoulder and has it inside the 35-yard line.
There you see Payas fake the handoff to Cunningham. He finds Ebling with a quick slant over the middle, able to haul it in and break off a nice little run after the catch. First down, Santa Barbara.
Gain of 23 yards on the play. Payas airing it out early, has another open Don. Daniel Vallon in the near flat, and Vallon will take it inside the 15-yard line. That's another Santa Barbara first down. Brent Payas picking the Royals apart on this series.
Santa Barbara really giving San Marcos a tough time right now with this no-huddle, hurry-up offense, getting the plays called quickly and getting in and out of there, really keeping the San Marcos defense on their heels right now.
That was a gain of 19 right there, so 3 impressive completions. So they hand to Cunningham at the 10, 5, untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Santa Barbara High School.
There you see a nice shot of Cunningham jogging off the field after a nice touchdown run.
Well, the Dons went 3 and out on their first series. Not so on the second as they take it in for 6 points. Cunningham untouched from 12 yards out. Gets his 6th rushing touchdown of the year and 8th touchdown overall to put the Dons on the board first here at San Marcos with 4:48 to play here in the opening quarter.
And with that touchdown here, that probably makes number 5 in this stadium. He got 4 last time, so he likes playing here.
That is correct. 5 TDs. Rendon's extra point is no good. Wide to the right. So that keeps the score 6-0. But Cherokee Cunningham, you're right. The good times rolling here at Workington Stadium as you look at the Dons faithful and the band here tonight. Tonight's ball game from San Marcos brought to you by Montecito Bank and Trust, providing safe and sound financial solutions. Also brought to you in part by Village Properties Realtors, Santa Barbara Real Estate made easy. And by Milpas Rental, equipment rental and sales, serving our community for 60 years. Milpas Rental. And also brought to you in part by Santa Barbara Chicken Ranch. For the best chicken and tri-tip in town, it is the best. And by WestCoastKayakFishing.net, a local place to make friends and find fishing buddies. If you like fishing from a kayak, boat, or shore, log on to WestCoastKayakFishing.net.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Fishing from a kayak.
Wonder if I could call a game from a kayak. Probably could at LaPlaya Stadium.
I was going to say, City College, definitely.
Be the opposite view from my normal perch at LaPlaya Stadium. I'll be out there again tomorrow calling the Santa Barbara City College Santa Monica game on AM 1290. Great to have you with us here tonight on Cox Channel 8 as we enjoy the big game. Santa Barbara fans getting the first roar here at San Marcos as Cunningham takes it 12 yards for the touchdown. And Jeff, he was not touched, but that's a lot to do with Brent Payas. He made those 3 big completions in a row and really opened up that run for the touchdown.
Exactly. They went to that hurry-up, no-huddle offense, really airing it out. San Marcos was playing the pass, and he did the handoff to Cunningham, was able to break around the end. And like you said, nobody was anywhere near him, went untouched. That's what happens when you start airing it out and open up all your options. You really make that defense starting to think on their feet.
Took the Dons only 5 plays to go for the 6 points. The 4:48 mark. San Marcos now with a chance to answer as well. They'll start from the 33 as Gan Gibson gives to Alfaro to plunge the center of the line, and Esteban will take it out to the 35 for a pickup of 2. Good look at the pomp and pageantry here. The Dons band, the brass wailing away on a Friday night. Love the colors of this game. The primaries, red and blue against olive and gold. Doesn't get any better. Second down, Gan Gibson will hand to Alfaro again. And Esteban hogtied as he gets close to the 40-yard line, trying to see who made the stop. Getting up was Adam Ebling, who made that shoestring tackle.
And Esteban with another great second effort. He had a guy wrapped around his ankles and was just dragging him along with him until he's finally gang tackled by the Santa Barbara defense. Really tough kid, really strong runner. Nice to see that out there.
Gain of 6 out to the 40-yard line. Big play here, 3rd and 3. Dons again showing a 5-man front. Gan Gibson rolls, fires, but it's just low. Incomplete. Jason Deep was the intended target. He needed the ball at the waist. That was about knee high and a little bit too low for the Royals receiver.
Gan Gibson rolling out to his left, trying to throw to his left. A difficult throw for a quarterback going that way, and just a little too led the receiver a little too far, not able to make the completion, and it's going to be 3 and out for San Marcos and another punt.
Well, Santa Barbara leading 6-0 thanks to the touchdown run by Cherokee Cunningham, poised to get the ball back. Coffey will rip it from his 29. Nice high kick that is returnable for Cunningham. To the 35-40. Cunningham at midfield. Now inside. Gets a block. And he's going to go all the way. Adios, amigos. Touchdown, Santa Barbara. 80 yards. We'll get it officially in a moment. But Cunningham explodes down the right sideline. Got a great block inside the 20. And he was long gone.
Cunningham getting that ball at the 20, doing a nice job of letting his wall set up for blocking up downfield, and he just ran in untouched, just really showing his speed there. Once he gets in the open field, he just really turns it on to another level and just takes it to the house. Nice play by Cunningham and the rest of his team.
Dons now on the conversion going for 2, and they've got it in the end zone. That's Ebling. Gets the 2 points. And the Dons out to a quick start. 14-0 here at Workington Stadium. Well, Jeff Cunningham had gone 60 yards from scrimmage with a touchdown run. He'd gone 40 via pass reception. That's his longest jaunt of the year on special teams.
Yeah, really a threat every time he touches the ball. I read an article in the paper where the San Marcos coach was really concerned about that, saying, give him the ball a couple times, it's 2 or 3 yards. Next thing you know, he's breaking off a 50-yarder.
Tonight's game brought to you, of course, by Cox8TV.com. Log on to our website to watch local high school football. You can also check out music videos and informative shows from our Emmy Award-winning Backbeat That's Cox8TV.com. And you can go on there as well for rebroadcasts of the 54th big game as you look at us here at Workington Stadium. John Martini, Jeff Zamora, and Carl Gibbons, our floor director tonight up here. What a start for Cherokee Cunningham. You just said he had 5 touchdowns, Jeff. You got to tack on another one. He's already got 6 now here in his 2 visits.
Right, we're not even at halftime, and he's halfway to where he was last time he played here. He really likes this stadium.
Unbelievable for Cherokee. An electric punt return that brought back shades of Torlando Bolden, who was a terrific Dons player in the 90s. Bolden was the same way. You got him on an open field like that, look out. And Cunningham showing off his talent right there. Got a couple of nice blocks to make it 12-0, and the Dons then go for 2 and get it. Ebling scoring, so the Royals with some work to do here will start from their 38 as Gan Gibson picks up 4 up the middle, runs right into Santa Barbara's Zach Ortiz, the 5'9", 203-pound defensive lineman. Well, the theme this year for our broadcast has been hot starts, hasn't it? DP did it twice. Don's doing it so far tonight with 2:20 to play in the opening quarter. Gan Gibson throws a fastball that is caught. Boy, he needed a catcher's mitt for that one, I think. Austin Pugh, though, a sure-handed senior receiver, hauls it in.
Yeah, nice looking pass by Gan Gibson. He really rifled that thing in there, and Pugh doing a great job of not only catching it, but hauling it in. Excellent job on both ends there.
It was only a gain of 5, so that's a short-range pass, and Gan Gibson really muscled up, threw a bullet for a strike. Had a tight window with 2 Dons there and threw a nice pass. Pugh with a great catch. Sets up a manageable 3rd and 1 for the Royals. They'll go to Alfaro straight up the middle, and he has no problem at all picking up the first down easily over the 50 and into Don's territory at the 48-yard line. Pickup of 5 on the play. So the Royals moving the ball efficiently here in the early part of this drive. Pick up a first down. Gan Gibson out of the shotgun over the middle to Pugh, and that ball was knocked out. What a rocking hit put on the Royals receiver. Never had a chance for possession. He was blasted on that one. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at the replay. You see Gan Gibson with the fake handoff up the middle, drops back, spies Pugh right over the middle, and as you see, right as the ball gets there, so does the defender and jars the ball loose. Nice hit by the defensive back.
Miguel Sandoval, ding-dong wake-up call at 7:22 for Austin Pugh. That was a shot. 2nd and 10. Royals will stay with Alfaro as Gan Gibson with a great play fake throws the linebackers, and that allowed Alfaro to take it all the way to the 34. Gain of 14. Let's take a look.
There you see the handoff from Gan Gibson to Alfaro. Just runs right up the middle. Not even touched till he's about 8 yards down the field. Wrapped up by a defender there, but he keeps his legs moving. And as we talked about earlier, really the bread and butter on the ground game for San Marcos, and showing us why there. Just a really strong, aggressive runner.
40 yards on his first 7 carries and another Royals first down as we are inside of 1 minute to play here in this opening quarter. And now clock will stop on what looks to be the first penalty of the night in this 54th big game, and it's against the Olive and Gold, offside Santa Barbara.
That's something they really need to keep an eye on tonight. The Santa Barbara defensive front jumping offsides. They did that quite a bit against Dos Pueblos, and it cost them some first downs. So they really need to tighten that up.
They'll restart the clock once the ball is in play. 1st and 5. And Zuniga will get the carry from the 29, and he will have a first down as Tony takes it inside the 20. It's a gain of 10 and another Royals first down.
And the Royals really clicking right now, both in the air and on the ground. What they needed to do is just start moving the chains, getting that confidence, and they're really starting to believe out there and doing a great job of moving the ball.
And San Marcos will be content to let the last 10 seconds wind down here at the end of the first quarter. A good start for the Dons and Cherokee Cunningham. A 12-yard run and an 80-yard punt return have the Dons leading at 14-0. We'll go to the second quarter after this. You're enjoying the 54th big game here from San Marcos on award-winning Cox 8.
Cox knows the key to getting the most out of the internet: speed. Which is why we're committed to always providing you with blazing fast speeds for all of your internet needs. Cox high-speed internet is simply faster than DSL, and it has Power Boost, an extra surge of speed to help you download videos, pictures, and large files all in the blink of an eye. Something you can't get from the phone company's internet service. So buckle up and surf the web at speeds you've only imagined with Cox high-speed internet.
Royals moving the ball here in the early part of the second quarter, trying to dent into this 14-0 Dons lead.
Yeah.
Another solid run for Alfaro as he takes it down to the 12, maybe the 13. They're going to spot it at the 12-yard line. Gain of 7 on the carry. Well, Alfaro, Jeff, off to a nice start, over 6 yards a carry so far. That's exactly what Anthony Linebaugh and the Royals want and need from their star tailback. He'll get the call again. Fights inside the 15, fights inside the 10. He'll have a first and goal for the Royals. Great power running there. Alfaro not to be denied.
Let's take a look at the replay. See Alfaro there, get the handoff from Gan Gibson, breaks it off to his left side, cuts it up the middle, does a great job of avoiding just some arm tackles. Santa Barbara not really wrapping up. Alfaro able to shed the tacklers and keep his feet moving and get a first down. First and goal. San Marcos, exactly what they need at this point.
And I just said he's averaging 6 yards a carry. He just got 6 more right there. And a first down and goal from the 6. Alfaro straight up the middle. Touchdown, San Marcos. Well, you better get on your track shoes because I think the meet's about to start.
That's for sure.
We've got the makings of a shootout here from Workington Stadium as the Royals go right down the field, march, and get a score from Alfaro, the Channel League's leading scorer, his 16th touchdown overall. Coffee with the extra point. It is up and it is good. San Marcos desperately needing points and desperately trying to keep the Dons in the mirror. Cut the deficit in half, 14-7 here at San Marcos' Workington Stadium. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by our title sponsor, Montecito Bank and Trust, a trusted financial partner to businesses of all sizes. 54th big game is also brought to you by Village Properties Realtors, Santa Barbara Real Estate made easy. Doug Caines, Santa Barbara class of 2000. Leading 14-7. Royals seniors, Jeff, have never won in this game. It's their last chance. So they want it desperately, and that touchdown echoing the desperation. They knew they had to score something on that drive and were able to get a touchdown.
A little extra motivation for them tonight.
Now return is handed off to Cunningham from Daniel Vallon, and Cherokee again off to the races, makes a cut at the 45. Are you kidding me? Cunningham is going to high step it into the end zone for a touchdown. There is a marker, however, at the Royals' 31-yard line. So this one may be coming back. But if the Dons hold on to the ball, they'll still have unbelievable field position. It is a foul on the run back. As you see Cunningham there, seeing the infraction, a little bit disconsolate.
He'll do it now.
On the return, we have a personal foul on the receiving team. After a 15-yard penalty, that's first down, White.
The melodious sounds of our friend Mike Vale, the referee tonight. Part of the Channel Coast football officials crew. Jim McCann, the head linesman. David Kohler, the line judge. Mike Kano is our umpire tonight for the big game. And Gerardo Gill, one of the best back judges in the area. We've got 5 outstanding referees here in the game tonight. Dons will start from the 46 following the 15-yard mark-off. And Payas, who has looked sharp here in the early going, spots Iwanaga for a 14-yard gain and a Santa Barbara first down. Boy, Brent looks excellent here in this opening half. He'll operate out of the shotgun here and hand off on first down. That looks to be Ramon Harper getting his first touch in the big game. And Harper, the Dons' second leading rusher, coming in, goes right up the middle. Ramon, 386 yards entering play tonight, picks up 8 right there. 2nd and 2. Dons using the hurry up. And Payas completes another one, this time to Jordan Guzman. He'll have a first down inside the 20-yard line to the 16. And the Royals, with their tongues hanging out, need a timeout.
Great call there by San Marcos, getting a timeout. Stop the momentum a little bit, get them a little breather, let them reevaluate what they're doing on the defensive end.
Tonight's game from Workington Stadium brought to you by Milpas Rental, serving our community for over 60 years. Milpas Rental, equipment rental and sales. And brought to you by Cox Home Security, home protection, life connection. It's Cox Home Security. John Martini, Jeff Zamora with you. San Marcos High School, the scene. Royals playing their final regular season game tonight. Dons still have one more left. They finish at San Marcos and at Santa Barbara. And this one could be for bragging rights. As we said, Jeff, Royals will not be going to the playoffs. Dons with slim playoff hopes. But as we said, this game, you throw those out the window. All that matters is the legacy of a victory here tonight.
Exactly. You know, Santa Barbara bragging rights. You're going to see these guys all around town. They want the win, especially for San Marcos. Haven't won against Santa Barbara, the seniors, so it's going to be a huge game.
Cunningham having a huge half as he takes another one from the 16 and will take it inside the 5. 1st and goal, Dons at the 4-yard line. Make it the 3, in fact, as Cunningham rips off 13 more yards.
I think it's safe to say Cunningham has found his groove tonight out here.
Cherokee having a great first half. Dons again quickly to the line of scrimmage, and San Marcos not ready for it. Has to put the brakes on this Dons drive by using their second timeout. So the Dons going to the hurry up right now, and a heavy dose of Payas and Cunningham has been the key so far. Cherokee, outstanding player. We know all about his sophomore year 2 years ago. He had 1,153 yards, 16 touchdowns. He had the most yards, Jeff, of any sophomore in Santa Barbara County football history. He came on the scene with a splash.
He did, and his breakout game was really here. He had a tremendous game that night, 4 touchdowns. Unfortunately, his junior year, he got injured, didn't have a chance to play much that year. And this year, really bouncing back the second half of this season. He started out a little slow, a lot of injuries up front on their offensive line really caused him to get some low yardage, but he's really breaking out the second half.
Yeah, unfortunate injury in his junior year, the ACL, and missed the balance of the season, but boy, he's forgetting all about that tonight. He's having a wonderful first half. Santa Barbara just 2.5 minutes into the second quarter, looking for their third score, and Cunningham is going to get it as he goes around left end and easily into the end zone for his third touchdown of the first half.
There you see a nice shot of Cunningham slapping high five with his teammate. Did another great job of just being patient in the backfield, taking the handoff, waiting for his blockers up front. And as you said, he ran in the end zone untouched once again.
So Cunningham, a 12-yard run, now a 3-yard run to go with the electric punt return. And the Dons with 9:23 to go will try to make it a 2-touchdown game once again as the extra point is up and it is good. 3 touchdowns for Cherokee. He had the one called back, but scores on the same drive, so he didn't lose out after that 15-yard penalty. Boy, an outstanding start for Cunningham.
Yeah, Santa Barbara's fans and Cunningham himself couldn't ask for a better start on his behalf. Again, 3 touchdowns, coming off of a 4-touchdown game the last time he played here. As we said before, he's very comfortable in this arena.
Dons with an explosion tonight as well. They come in, Jeff, averaging 20.5 points per game. They have their season average on the board right now, just 14.5 minutes into the ball game. They have had an explosive start here tonight at Workington Stadium.
Really came out of the gates with all cylinders clicking. The hurry-up offense on the special teams, getting some big returns defensively with some stops. You know, Santa Barbara's really busted out of the gates. San Marcos really needs to regain their composure here and get a nice drive for themselves.
Well, San Marcos answered the last time now on a line drive. Rolling kickoff. San Marcos alertly falls on it. Parker Rosenberg, who will be an all-leaguer this year on the line, 5'11", 235. He's tied for second in the league in sacks with 4. And he made a nice play there on special teams. That was a tricky hop that he fielded flawlessly.
Real tricky hop, and you see Rosenberg, a shot of him there, did the smart thing. Just dive on it. Don't try to pick it up. Don't try to run. Just jump on it, and there you are, almost at midfield to start their drive.
So the Dons with a low rolling line drive kickoff, and it gives San Marcos great field position from their 47. And immediately into Dons territory is Jason Deep. And we've got a bunch of bodies on the ground. Deep picked up 5 yards. And we've got 3 players down on the field. You see one of them there being helped off, Santa Barbara's Zach Ortiz. That would be a big loss. He's got 3 sacks and 29 tackles this year. And you see an injured Royal laying on his back, just shy of the 50-yard line. People working on his right leg, so we hope he is okay as well. 21-7 is the score. Tonight's game from San Marcos brought to you by Montecito Bank and Trust, helping individuals and families along their paths to prosperity. And by Village Properties, Santa Barbara real estate made easy. To view local listings, tune to the Village Properties Real Estate Channel 2640. Injured Royal coming off. You see him there, Nate Willows, 6 foot 230, just a junior. So he will be back for Anthony Linebaugh, and it's great to see him jog off the field under his own power. So back to live action, 2nd and 5. 9 minutes to play before halftime. Good ball game. Great to have you with us. Royals and Dons with an explosive first half to this point. And Gan Gibson adds to his gaudy statistics as he finds his main target, Austin Pugh, for another gain to the 41. That's another first down.
Really going to look to San Marcos to start airing the ball out a little bit as they're down by 2 touchdowns. Gan Gibson doing a real nice job of throwing the ball tonight. Nice job of hitting his number 1 receiver right there, Pugh. We'll see if they can continue up with that combination.
Gan Gibson is 3 of 6. Payas is 5 of 6 in the early going. Alfaro is already over 50 yards, and he'll add to that total here from the Dons 41 as he slithers his way down to the Santa Barbara 35, another pickup of 6.
And there you see the replay, Alfaro getting the ball in the backfield, doing a nice job just running up the middle. Breaks it off to the right side, a nice 6-yard gain. as we talked about earlier, Alfaro, just a really tough running back, not afraid to lower his head and just power it down the middle.
Came in averaging 5.4 per carry. Right now he's at 5.9, 59 yards on 10 first half carries. And as I said, the leading scorer in the Channel League got his 13th rushing touchdown to put the Royals on the board. Inside of 8 minutes to play, second quarter. Alfaro again will take it to the 32, gain of about 3. Nice stop for the Dons on that one. Gabe Murillo, the senior outside linebacker, making the stop. Gabe 5'11", 212 pounds. 21-7 Santa Barbara. Or should I say Cherokee Cunningham 21 and Esteban Alfaro 7. Two tailbacks showcased so far. This looks to be Lucas Lamute. Maya made the stop. Jason Deep was the ball carrier. And he takes it down to the 25-yard line for another first down, San Marcos. Well, a lot of people predicted a high-scoring game and said it would be up to the defenses and which one showed up most. And right now that question's still a coin flip. Both offenses certainly moving the ball. Here from the 25, Gan Gibson a handoff, and not much doing on that play. A host of white-clad Dons involved on the stop. Alfaro was the ball carrier, but he ran right into Murillo, Ramon Harper, several Dons on the stop. You look there at Ramon Harper. He's had a fine year as well. 9 rushing touchdowns. Tied for second in the Channel League in that category. Making a play on defense here. 2nd and 10. 3 receivers. Gan Gibson airmails one. And Cunningham with a nice hit on the intended receiver, Jason Deep. Ball was thrown high, but Cunningham, you see him there, made sure that was not a reception with a nice timing hit on the near sideline.
Yeah, Cunningham with a nice pop at the end of that. Gan Gibson had the receiver open there for a minute, but Gan Gibson just threw it a little bit over his head, sailed high, and not able to haul it in.
Big play here for the Royals. They trail by 2 touchdowns. 3rd and 10 from the Dons 25. Let's see if they can convert. Shotgun again. Gan Gibson with time, fires on the near sideline, and it's caught. Pass is caught by Cameron Whitney. It is going to be short of the first down, however, by 2 yards, pickup of 8. And now we'll see what the Royals do on this next call.
There you see Gan Gibson dropping back, checking down, finds his receiver down on the left flat, the Iceman, who's able to haul in the pass, but unfortunately it's 2 yards short, so we got 4th and 2 for San Marcos on the 17. Big
see
play
the
for them.
Dons crowd there exhorting their defense. Royals are going to go for it. Whitney has 2 catches now for 13 yards. And I think, Jeff, the Royals have just burned their final timeout to talk it over with 5:39 to play, but they need a score here. Not a bad decision. You know what's also not a bad decision? Eating at the Santa Barbara Chicken Ranch. For the best chicken and tri-tip in town, it is the best. The 54th big game also brought to you in part by WestCoastKayakFishing.net, a local place to make friends and find fishing buddies. If you like fishing from a kayak, boat, or shore, log on to WestCoastKayakFishing.net. And by Cox8TV.com. Log on to our website, watch local high school football. You can also check out music videos and informative shows from our Emmy Award-winning Backbeat. That's Cox8TV.com. Great to have you with us. Great crowd here on a Friday night. Dons fans making the trip from all of Ananapamu are in force here tonight. Stands are packed. 4th and 2, big play here. Royals are out of timeouts. They go to Alfaro off left tackle, and he bursts inside the 15, gets the first down and much more. He'll be inside the 5, 1st and goal. Royals on a gain of 13.
And Alfaro with another impressive run, just takes it right off tackle. Let's take a look at the replay here. Again, Gibson with the handoff. There's Alfaro, just cuts it back to the middle and just goes untouched till he gets about 8 yards downfield and able to move the chains. First and goal for San Marcos on the 4, exactly what they needed at this point in the game.
Anthony Linebaugh using his timeouts very effectively. Gets the gain he needed. And now Alfaro will get the help of his offensive line, moving the pile closer towards the Dons goal line. As Alfaro will take it to the 1-yard line. Second and goal, Royals trailing by 2 scores as you see our Village Properties score ribbon at the bottom of the screen. San Marcos a yard away from making it a 1-score game. And they will make it a 1-score game. Dan Gibson hands to Alfaro. 1-yard run, touchdown San Marcos.
They had a nice shot of the fans for San Marcos going wild, and a nice shot of Alfaro jogging off the field. Another tough run, takes the ball and plunges that 1 yard for a touchdown.
Esteban Alfaro has just gone over the 100-point mark this year in Channel League scoring. He's got 102 points. His 17th touchdown, the extra point by Coffey, is up and good. Nathan has missed just 2 extra points all year, and they were both blocked, Jeff. He hasn't missed an extra point. Wide, right, left, short, etc. Had 2 blocked. Other than that, he's been pure. And he makes it 21-14. Esteban Alfaro trying to tell Cherokee Cunningham, not so fast for the Gary Blades player of the game. We'll have that presentation after the game. 19th year that we'll be giving out that award. Started in 1995, I believe. And if you look at the names on there, some great players. Det Hardy, Armando Gonzalez, Kevin Bixler, Bradley Van Pelt twice, Preston Maloney, Ari Mangum, Patrick Williams, Cameron Ely, Thomas Hyatt, Justin Frerer, Tad Slaff, John Uribe, Cody Clark, Robert Palmer, Cherokee Cunningham 2 years ago, and Sean Ramos last year. As the Royals now, their crowd excited. But some great names on that award-winning list. And it was 1995. Det Hardy was the very first winner. 10 catches in the game, 123 yards. He caught one for a touchdown, and look at this. He also kicked field goals. He had 2 field goals in the game. 28-26 Santa Barbara winners that night. Here we've got a good one. 21-14, 4.5 minutes to play as Payas, who has been on fire, completes another one inside the Royals 45. That's Guzman. Jordan hauls in a difficult catch.
Let's take a look at the replay. You see Payas dropping back. He's looking Guzman the whole way, able to just get it up and over the defensive back. Guzman done a nice over-the-shoulder catch and able to haul it in and keep 2 feet in bounds. First down Santa Barbara.
Another 33 yards on the gain. Payas over 100 yards now with that bomb. Boy, he has thrown some BBs tonight as we see a marker out against Santa Barbara. I've got Payas tonight, completions of 20, 23, 19, 14, 8, and now 33. And he's only missed on his first pass of the game, that little dump off in the flat. Other than that, he's completed his last 6. He's 6 of 7 in this half.
We have a hold on the offense. After a 10-yard penalty, we'll repeat first down.
Payas looking really comfortable out there tonight, and the Santa Barbara fans have to be ecstatic about that. Being only a sophomore, a sign of great things to come in the future for this young quarterback.
Third Don's penalty moves them back, but Payas will be undaunted. Goes again through the air. Has a man at the 15-yard line to the 10, 5, and cutting inside. That's Murillo for a touchdown. Santa Barbara. Adam Ebling with the score. Number 8. But again, a flag will take it back. ineligible man downfield against the Dons. Oh, the Royals fans love that call. Second time the Dons in this half have had a touchdown wiped out by penalty. Boy, Brent Payas is in the zone, isn't he? Gorgeous pass after gorgeous pass.
Yeah, he rolled out to his
We have
right.
an ineligible downfield on the offense. After a 5-yard penalty, we're going to repeat the down.
Rolling out to his right, found no receivers, cut back to his left, and able to see his other receiver sliding down this back sideline and found him, but unfortunately they had an ineligible man downfield.
1st and 25 for the Dons after back-to-back penalties, and we may have a third straight flag here on a swing pass to Ebling in the near flat. Another marker at the Dons' 47. So we'll have to check this call. Offensive pass interference, the preliminary indication from our referee, Mike Vale. Longtime principal at Cleveland Elementary School. Mike Cano, good friend of ours, umpire, city supervisor amongst his duties. Jim McCann, his son James, going to be playing in the show.
Pass interference. After a 15-yard penalty, we'll repeat first down as 1.
Jim's son James playing for the Detroit Tigers in their Double-A in Erie, Pennsylvania. 1st and 40 following the third consecutive penalty, and this one is knocked away, incomplete. Iwanaga was down there. Good coverage by the Royals.
Let's take a look at the replay. Payas rolling out to his right, looking for Iwanaga down there, and Enrique Cortez able to just break up the pass at the last second. He sees Iwanaga go up, and as he does, he punches up and punches the ball out, not able to make the reception. Nice play by the defensive back.
Boy, Brent Payas is time to throw tonight, and he is not bashful about airing it out. Doug Caines and the coaching staff bombs away here in the second quarter. They'll try Iwanaga again, and the catch is made at the 48. A marker comes out as Iwanaga streaks down the near sideline and will finally be tackled at the San Marcos 15. But again, the question of this quarter is, will it count? Time and again, flags here in this flurry of action. This time it's interference against the Royals.
We have defensive pass interference. That penalty is declined. It's first down.
That's going to be declined by the Dons. They will take a 58-yard gain on the play. That puts Payas up to 175 yards already. Iwanaga, 92, receiving, and Cunningham going for his 4th touchdown. Will have to wait one play. Oh, you see Cherokee with his palm skyward. He can't believe it. He thought he got the pylon, but they're going to say, nope, Cherokee, you're going to have to wait one more play.
You're right, John. It looked like he tried to tiptoe down there and hit the pylon at the end. Let's take a look here. Cunningham breaks it off to his left, stops in his tracks, comes back to his right, just coming up the middle, does a great job of just eluding the tacklers. And here we see with a nice stiff arm coming down the right side, 2 feet in, ball hits the pylon. He might have had a good argument there.
Oh, he was like a little kid showing up at the candy store at 6:01, and the store closed at 6 o'clock. Was pleading his case. Now Cunningham, taking it from the 1, will be moved back to about the 3-yard line. So Cherokee picking up 14, then losing 2 is close to 50 yards here in this opening half. Nice shot of the fans on both sides. You can tell instantly which one they're rooting for. The olive and green prominent, gold against the royal blue and red. As you look at the San Marcos coaches, tonight's game from Workington Stadium is brought to you by Cox Home Security, Home Protection, Life Connection, Cox Home Security. 3:05 to go, first half. Excellent ball game. Dons, the guests, 21, San Marcos 14. Dons are looking for their first road win of the year, and Cunningham trying to make sure it happens as he dances around left end again and has his third scrimmage touchdown and fourth touchdown of the half as the Dons score again to make it 27-14.
Now you see the replay. Cunningham taking the pitch from Payas and able to just go around the left side untouched. Again, another touchdown for Cunningham, his fourth of the game. And I think, John, at this point, it's safe to say that a running back will probably get player of the game tonight.
Well, we'll see. Brent Payas might have something to say about it. But you're right, Alfaro and Cunningham have been better than advertised as the extra point is up and good for Santa Barbara to make the score 28-14. Cherokee Cunningham, a pair of 3-yard runs. He opened the game with a 12-yard run, and we'll have to get confirmation on the distance of his punt return. Close to 80 yards, if not over 80. 4 touchdowns for Cunningham. Alfaro has both San Marcos scores on runs of 6 and 1. So it's 28-14, Santa Barbara. Oh, we can't ask for a better first half. This has been a wonderful first half. Plenty of action, great highlights. Can't ask for anything better than that.
A true rivalry game at its best. You know, knock them down, get back up, knock them down. Just a great game back and forth to this point. And San Marcos will have another opportunity here with a little under 3 minutes left in the first half. They have a chance to march down the field and do a little damage as well.
Royals are out of timeouts. Dons have 2 remaining, but as you said, still 3 minutes. So really no urgency just yet as far as time is concerned. So the Dons open the scoring. Cunningham, a 12-yard run. Then the punt return by Cunningham with the 2-point conversion to Ebling, making it 14-0 after 1. And both teams have scored 2 touchdowns in this second quarter. 2 for Alfaro, 2 more for Cunningham on 4 short runs. That's where we stand, 28-14 Santa Barbara. Gan Gibson and the Royals offense will start their march from their 35. And immediately Gan Gibson hits Whitney on the far sideline. Cameron out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Picks up 7.
Anticipate San Marcos really mixing up their game plan here in this drive. They're doing a great job when they mix up the run and the pass, really keeping Santa Barbara on their heels. I think they're going to go back to that again.
2:45 to go. Here comes the rush as Gan Gibson throws it over his own sideline. Was looking for Whitney at the Santa Barbara 40. Cunningham was there along with Russell Endholm, who is the Channel League leader in interceptions. Russell has 4 entering play tonight. And I'm sure Gan Gibson was aware of that stat as he threw that one safely out of bounds. 3rd and 3. Big play for the Royal offense. Straight up the middle again. Should be a first down. Alfaro will stamp it out to the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 5 and move the chains for the Royals.
San Marcos sticking to the game plan. You need 5 yards and a first down. Let's give it to Alfaro. Right up the middle, punch it for 6 yards and move the chains.
2.5 minutes to go before the half. Royals again trying to make it a 1-score game. Dan Gibson's pass is tipped, deflected, and intercepted by the Dons. Picked off by Andrew Solis, the senior safety, off a deflected Royals hand for the interception.
There you see Gan Gibson dropping back, looking left, comes back to his right, sees a receiver and just fires it in there. Unfortunately, the pass is tipped off the receiver's fingers and right into Andrew Solis, who's about 5 yards deep. An interception for Santa Barbara's defense.
I think Whitney was the intended receiver, and it was Solis coming up with the interception. That's the first turnover of this 54th big game. And it goes to the Dons, who will have 2:16 in which to work and 2 timeouts, leading by 2 touchdowns. And again, Ebling makes a nice catch. Flag on the play. Dons will burn a timeout. Boy, Adam Ebling has had a nice first half for Santa Barbara.
Nice reception there.
And it looks like Ebling's reception, which would be his third of the half, will be wiped out. As it is a spot foul, a hold. And they'll move the Dons.
We're going to repeat the down. I don't have a timeout.
Mike Vale saying that the Dons not charged with that timeout but due to the penalty, so they will still have their 2 timeouts remaining. Delayed draw, Payas to Cunningham. Cherokee still on his feet now as if toying with the Royals defense, just tiptoes out of bounds after a gain of 12 yards.
And Santa Barbara going back to their game plan. Couple passes, get the defense going back, and then a nice little handoff to Cherokee for a little 12-yard scamper.
61 yards on 9 first-half carries for the brilliant senior tailback, who is well over the 500-yard mark now in rushing. Second down and 10. Payas over the middle, and he has it intercepted. Garrett Paulson picks it off and will take it inside the Santa Barbara 30-yard line. So less than a minute after Gan Gibson is intercepted, the Royals pick Payas and have it at the 29.
Here you see Payas dropping back, looking downfield, trying to find a receiver. Throws it over the middle into traffic, and there's Paulson just picking it off at the last second. Nice interception by Paulson, and once he gets it, he's able to return it about 22 yards, first down San Marcos.
First interception for Paulson this year. Gan Gibson in traffic, but spots Whitney wide open at the 20, inside the 10 to the 5, and Cameron will be inside the 1-yard line. Still a minute 34 to play. That's a gain of 28 yards, first and goal, Royals. What a turn of events.
There you see a nice shot of the Iceman, able to haul in that pass and break it on down to the 1-yard line.
Fourth catch for Whitney. He was wide open at the 20. First and goal, Royals again trying to draw within 7. They go to Alfaro, who casually flips the ball to the official 3 yards into the end zone. Touchdown, San Marcos. Did I say something about track shoes in the first quarter?
I know the kids are getting tired out there. My neck's getting tired just looking back and forth as they race across the field. San Marcos again mixing it up as Santa Barbara did with passes and runs, keeping the defense on their heels and able to march down the field and score. And after this PAT, they'll just be a score down.
Nathan Coffey again with an extra point try as a marker goes soaring into the night sky. The extra point was good, and we'll see if it's assessed on the kickoff. 5 touchdowns in this quarter, Jeff, and they have come in a span of 9 minutes and 24 seconds. We're getting a TD every 90.
Rivak, 5 yard, running into the kicker. The point is good. The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
And something that shouldn't be overlooked in this half, the Dons have 7 penalties for 65 yards. Royals have not been penalized yet. That is huge when you're the trailing team, as the Royals have been. Their good play and disciplined play has kept them in the game. Tonight's big game from Workington Stadium. You're enjoying it on Cox 8, brought to you by Montecito Bank and Trust, delivering flexible financial solutions. Also brought to you by Village Properties Realtors. Santa Barbara real estate made easy. Village Properties. Tremendous ball game. Cherokee Cunningham 4, Esteban Alfaro 3. And that's not a World Series line score. That's the number of touchdowns that these two senior studs have accomplished so far in this first half. Not ball game, Jeff. First half.
It's going to be an old-fashioned knock 'em down, drag it out 12-rounder here.
We were due for a good close one after the first 3 rival games were pretty much convincing wins. Bishop knocking off Carpinteria and then Dos Pueblos twice to claim their city title. And this one, as you said tonight, for the silver medal in that city championship. 28-21 Dons. Still a minute 20 to go. That's time for what? 4 more scores, I think, the way it's going tonight. Down the sideline, ball comes out, and Ramon Harper loses it. Who has it? Santa Barbara does. Royals were unable to come up with it inbounds. You see Eric Aravalo there, who came up with the ball, but not before Harper was out of bounds.
And there you see Harper breaking off to the left side, being chased by Iwanaga, who's able to strip the ball at the end. The ball stays in. And unfortunately, it bounces out before San Marcos defender could pounce on it.
That's a great call by the official. You see Aravalo fall on it, but he was out of bounds after a 30-yard gain by Harper. I was saying that tongue-in-cheek, folks, with the Dons taking it literally. They're already close to scoring range. Dons will burn a timeout here, their second, with 59.3 seconds to go. Harper ripping one off from his 32 down to the Royals' 33. So they will give him 35 yards officially. That was just his second carry. As you see Anthony Linebaugh there, the 16th head coach in Royals history. Came from the Sacramento area a few years ago, led Galt's Liberty High School, Jeff, to a 9-4 record in the CIF semifinals in the San Joaquin section, Division IV, before coming to San Marcos. Royals hadn't won a home game in 3 seasons and had not had a winning record in 10. 2003, the last time the Royals had a winning year before reeling off the first 5 this year. He has really turned around the culture of this program.
Yeah, outstanding job by the coach, really turning around the culture here and getting them on the winning track again.
2nd and 5. Payas with a pitch to Cunningham. Could have showed pass, but didn't. It was a run all the way, and Cunningham will take it to the San Marcos 15. And again, a marker on the play. Would be a gain of 18 should it stand, but not many of these have counted so far in this first half. Now Payas gave Cunningham a chance at an option pass, but Cherokee played it as a straight run for the most part. And again, illegal man downfield, and that also tips the hand that it might have been a halfback pass. Helmet came off.
After the player's helmet came off, he participated in the play. That's illegal participation. 15-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Yep, Carl Gibbons had that up here for us. Helmet came off for the Dons player, but he continued to play. So the Dons are back at their 33-yard line. Once again, Payas with a little short pass to Ebling. And Adam, with 40 seconds to go, trying to get out of bounds. And I believe he did. It will be a first down. They do stop the clock briefly at 37.9, but they'll restart once they put it down. 16 yards on the completion. Payas up to 191 yards passing in the half. Been a lot of gaudy statistics here in this first 24 minutes. 28-21 Santa Barbara. 37.9 to go from the 17. Pitch toss to Harper, and Ramon is tripped up at the 10-yard line. Nice tackle by the All-Channel League lineman Jack Haley for San Marcos. And the Royals burn another timeout.
And there you see Harper getting the pitch, just breaking off to the right side, following some blockers. He gets tripped up at the end there, but nice little gain for Harper, and it's going to be second down.
Gain of 7 for Ramon. You see Cunningham take a drink of water. I guess he's human after all. I was expecting some other form of superhuman drink besides ordinary water. Boy, what a first half performance put on by both teams in this game. The 54th big game has been special to this point. 7 touchdowns. 4 for Cunningham, 3 scrimmage runs, and an electrifying punt return. Alfaro countering with 3 runs of 6, 1, and 1. Cunningham's runs 12, 3, and 3. And the Dons are threatening one more time. Still 27.1 seconds to go from the Royals' 10. Shotgun, Payas fires, and a diving try at the 1-yard line is incomplete. Great hustle, beautiful effort from Daniel Vallon, who has really come on the last few weeks.
Payas trying to find Vallon at the 1, just outside of his reach. Nice looking pass there, just a little wide.
Vallon has 10 catches in his last 2 ball games, Jeff. He had 4 in the loss to DP and had 6 catches for 32 yards 2 weeks ago in the loss to Buena. This time it's Harper, 19 seconds to go, and out of timeouts. Ramon trying to either score or get out of bounds, and he'll do neither. And the Dons have to hurry up. Down to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I don't think they're going to get a play off. 2, 1, and that is going to do it for the half. The Dons had to use their timeout in the waning minute, and Harper staying in bounds, unable to score, and the half will end at the San Marcos 6-yard line. The Dons, though, will go to the locker room leading San Marcos on the road. 28-21, Dons over the Royals. You're enjoying the 2013 big game, the 54th edition, right here on award-winning Cox 8.
Backbeat, a show highlighting people that make a difference using music in our very own community.
Santa Barbara looking for their first road win. John Martin, Jeff Zamora with you here from Workington Stadium. The Santa Barbara Dons leading 28-21, trying to get their first road win of the season. They're 0-3 away from Peabody Stadium. San Marcos trailing by a touchdown, trying to go 4-1 at home. And what an explosive first half, Jeff. 7 touchdowns, 4 by Cunningham, 3 by Alfaro. The senior tailbacks, the feature backs, have certainly not disappointed here in this first half.
They're as good as advertised. Both running backs really exploding in the first half. 4 touchdowns for one, 3 for the other, as well as Payas really airing it out. Almost 200 yards in the air. Great job by him, this young sophomore, really stepping up in this big game.
You want him back turned around?
Dons with 306 total yards of offense in the first half. San Marcos 174. Each team with a turnover. Rushing is even, 115, 114 in favor of the Dons, and oh, isn't that a pretty sight. Liv Holdren, 5 months old, her first big game. Daddy Dare doing the game on radio to our right. Natalie, the wife and mom, with a big smile on her face, a teacher at San Marcos. And little Liv with a terrific hat in the spirit. She was a little chicken last night for Halloween, but she's certainly not chicken tonight. She's bearing the elements and is here for her first big game. And we're happy to have all of you with us. Liv will have many, many more, I'm sure, in the Holdren family. Royals trailing by 7 as we open the second half. Brent Payas, 191 passing yards. Wesley Gann Gibson has 60. That's the one discrepancy, giving the Dons the overall total yardage mark. And speaking of Mark, we talked with Mark Patton, the fine News Press writer and radio commentator on AM 1290. He confirmed the punt return yardage, 82 yards on the punt return in the first quarter for Cherokee. As San Marcos on first down. Well, try to guess who they handed it off to open the half. Guess who? Esteban Alfaro for another 4 yards. Now they'll move it back to the 37. We'll give him 3 officially. Esteban in the first half, 84 yards on 16 carries. Cunningham, 61 on 9. And on second down, this will be Jason Deep, the ball carrier. And Deep is stopped in his tracks. Will lose a yard, in fact, back to the 36-yard line. You see the Dons shuttling in bodies left and right, trying to keep fresh. They really used that bye week to their advantage, Jeff. They had a lot of players dinged up, and Doug Kane says they should be a much healthier team here tonight.
Well, it definitely showed right there, the defensive middle getting a real good push up the front and able to stop them short.
3rd and 8, shotgun. Both teams have had protection tonight. Offensive lines are doing a great job. And a pass complete from Gann Gibson to Alfaro out to the 43-yard line. That's going to be short of the first down by just a yard, 8 yards on the pickup. It's the first catch of the night, Jeff, for Alfaro, who comes in with 29 catches, 3rd in the Channel League.
Big play here for San Marcos to start the second half, 4th and 1, electing to go for it.
They are going to go for it and will hand off, and easy as pie. Alfaro with the first down as he stamps it over the 45, fights for another yard to the 46, and will move the chains.
San Marcos doing another good job of just handing the ball to Alfaro, letting him just lower his shoulder and move the chains, first down.
You guys want to see what I do all week preparing for a game? There it is. All of the notes, copious notes, to bring you the sights and sounds. All part of the preparation of game week for Cox 8. Cunningham with the tackle on the last play. Russell Endholm on the play previous. And the Royals continue to march, trailing by 7. Out to the 46, no gain on the play. We'll bring up 2nd and 10. Just under 3 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. John Martini, Jeff Zamora, happy to have you with us. Our 22nd year of bringing you award-winning high school football on Cox 8, and we've got a dandy tonight. Now this rivalry, we called Payas the diaper dandy at the start of the broadcast. This one is not a diaper dandy. 54 years of big game excitement. This one has been just as good as any other to this point.
Yeah, we spoke about it a little bit at halftime. Halfway through the second quarter, it felt like we'd already called a full game. There was so much excitement, so many big plays, both offensively, defensively, special teams. Just been a really tremendous game to this point.
Eric Aravallo getting into the act with a catch of 3 yards. He had a big game against DP in the second half, playing again now. 3rd down and 7. Gann Gibson avoiding the sack, spots Pugh, and somehow delivers the ball to Austin. He'll be short of the first down by 2 yards, so we'll see what San Marcos does here. Let's take a look at this 6-yard gain.
Now you see Gan Gibson dropping back, feeling the heat coming from his right side, so he steps up in the pocket and then breaks out to the right. He's about to be tackled from behind. He lets the ball go, and he finds Austin Pugh out in the flats, able to haul it in where he's tackled immediately, tried to get forward for the first down, but unfortunately wasn't able to do it. And looks like San Marcos is going to go for it again, 4th and 2.
Pugh with his third catch for 17 yards. Royals down 7, 4 down territory. And the handoff is going to be short, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. A little slow developing play there, and the Dons will take over on downs. Big tackle there for Santa Barbara. And they have it on downs. Royal is shaken up on the field. You see again, that's Nate Willows, the kid they call Baby Huey, who is shaken up on the field. Tonight's big game from San Marcos brought to you by Montecito Bank and Trust, providing safe and sound financial solutions. And brought to you by Village Properties Realtors, Santa Barbara Real Estate made easy. To view local listings, tune to the Village Properties Real Estate channel 2640. And also brought to you in part by Milpas Rental, equipment rental and sales, serving our community for 60 years. Hello to Bob and Frank at Milpas Rental. And you take a look at us, high and dry here on a balmy Friday night. First Friday in November, and the weather is perfect this time of year. We've had ideal weather for all of our broadcasts this year. We walked into Workington Stadium about 2 hours before kickoff, and it was 77 degrees and 75 at kickoff. You cannot ask for a more beautiful atmosphere to have this big game held tonight here at San Marcos. It's been ideal.
Friday Night Lights in Santa Barbara doesn't get any better than this. I brought my jacket tonight, got out of the car, and I was like, wow, I don't even need it. It's so nice out. Walked up the hill. All the fans, some in shorts, some in T-shirts. You know, it doesn't get much better than this. Southern California and high school football.
Now the Dons and Royals are playing as hot as the weather tonight, and we'll take an injury timeout. We'll be back midway through the third quarter. This is the Big Game 54th Annual Edition. You're enjoying it all on award-winning Cox 8.
Cox knows the key to getting the most out of the internet. Speed. Which is why we're committed to always providing you with blazing fast speeds for all of your internet needs. Cox high-speed internet is simply faster than DSL, and it has Power Boost, an extra surge of speed to help you download videos, pictures, and large files all in the blink of an eye. Something you can't get from the phone company's internet service. So buckle up and surf the web at speeds you've only imagined with Cox high-speed internet.
Injured Royal back up off the field under his own power, Nate Willows. So the Royals will have it, or the Dons after the Royals lose it on downs. Santa Barbara ball. And the Dons will stay with the attack. Daniel Vallon, who's had a few big games for the Dons here in recent weeks. 6 catches last week against Buena. 4 catches the week before against Dos Pueblos. Brent Payas having a wonderful night so far in this ball game. He'll hand off to Cunningham, and Cunningham runs into a ton of Royals. Parker Rosenberg, the first man to meet him. You see him right there, 5'11", 235. He brings Cunningham down for no gain. That's saying something.
Rosenberg with a nice tackle at the line of scrimmage. Santa Barbara starting with the pass, trying to open up the field a little bit, go right back to the run for Cunningham, but no daylight there for him. He stopped at the line.
Payas over 200 yards with that last completion to Vallon. And this time Daniel gets rocked as he runs a skinny curl over the middle. It goes incomplete. Cameron Whitney laying the lumber on that play. Big hit from the Royals, number 5. Ebling has 3 catches tonight for the Dons. Iwanaga has 3, Vallon 2. Payas has been sharing the wealth and spreading the wealth as he bullets another one to Jordan Guzman, and he makes the catch at the 6:16 mark. Arevalo made the stop. Will bring up another first down for the Dons.
Dons once again going to the no huddle, trying to speed up the pace of the game.
Cunningham, 1st and 10 from the Royals 26. And will be out of bounds, far side. Will be shy of the first down, but does pick up 8. Santa Barbara, 3 receivers near side. Payas goes that way to Ebling. And Adam is stopped for a loss of about a yard. Good tackle in the broken field by Alfaro, coming over from his defensive position. That goes for a loss of a yard.
Alfaro and Whitney doing a great job on the defensive end after the receiver caught the pass, able to stop him right there without a short gain.
Clock continues to run, 5:15 to play, third quarter, 28-21 Santa Barbara. Dons looking for their first road win of the season. Royals trying to go 4-1 at home. Cunningham with 4 scores already. 4 scored 7 years ago. 5 scores and another 7 for the Dons. Holy cow, Cherokee scores again.
Here's take a look at the replay. Cherokee taking the ball, starts up the middle, breaks off right tackle, follows his receiver who's blocking for him downfield and just heads straight for the corner pylon untouched. Touchdown Cherokee, number 5 on the day.
That's his longest touchdown run of the night, 20 yards. And Santa Barbara extends to 34-21. Now the extra point is up, and it is good as Alvaro Lopez. Oh, they're saying no good. They're going to say it's wide. Lopez, who had not missed an extra point all year, and I was about to say stays perfect, but he misses. So it remains a 13-point game. Well, that's what Santa Barbara did, Jeff, in the first half. Missed their first extra point, then scored again and went for 2. They'll have to do that again should they find the end zone one more time. And with Cunningham on the roster, that's a pretty decent bet that they might get another one. So 34-21. Dons extend their lead. Just a reminder, you can log on to cox8tv.com to watch local high school football. You can also check out music videos and informative shows from our Emmy Award-winning Backbeat. That's our website, cox8tv.com. And you can listen and watch rebroadcasts of the big game Saturday and Sunday, November 2nd and 3rd at 1:30 in the afternoon, and Monday through Thursday, November 4th through 7th at 7:30. The 54th big game rebroadcast, 6 airings on award-winning Cox 8 and at cox8tv.com. So Saturday and Sunday, 1:30 in the afternoon, Monday through Thursday, as Deion Sanders would say, in prime time, 7:30. We've got a Thanksgiving marathon as well, Jeff. 3 games back-to-back on Thanksgiving, so in case the tryptophan doesn't put fans asleep, you and I will.
There you go.
All day Thanksgiving.
Falling asleep with John and Jeff.
That's right. Games at 9 o'clock, 11:30, and 2 in the afternoon. So 3 consecutive games. Gan Gibson goes up top for Pugh. And from his 38, Austin Pugh takes it inside the 30-yard line. He'll be run down at the 25. 37 yards on the play.
Let's take a look at the replay. Nice job by Gan Gibson here. Fakes the handoff to Alfaro. Drops back. Looking for Pugh, who's coming from the near side across the field. Throws the ball just as the hit's delivered, and you see Pugh sees the ball, puts his hands out, catches it, and able to haul it in. Nice pass and catch for San Marcos, first down at the 25-yard line.
One of the few times either quarterback was harassed while passing, and Gan Gibson still completed it. Now going back to Pugh. This one is incomplete at the Dons 20. That last completion put Wesley Gan Gibson over 100 yards passing. And Austin Pugh, who had 4 catches last week for 106 yards against Buena, has 4 tonight for 54, as Pugh starting to put up some nice numbers here in his senior season. Austin coming in, 25 catches. And as I said, has 4 more tonight. Gan Gibson now going for the left pylon. Looking for Aravalo, and it's incomplete. He was working in single coverage against Russell Enholm, the Channel League leader in interceptions, as you see Aravalo jogging back to the Royals huddle.
Aravalo had a step on him there, but unfortunately Gan Gibson couldn't get it in. Threw it just outside the pylon, a little long.
So 3rd down and 10 with 4.5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Santa Barbara the only score of the period so far, the 20-yard run by Cherokee Cunningham, his 5th touchdown of the night. 4 scrimmage runs and an 82-yard punt return. Gan Gibson going for it again on 3rd and 10. Pass was caught by Pugh, but they rule him out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And San Marcos again will be faced with a 4th down decision.
Gan Gibson once again faced with pressure in the back there. Found Pugh down the right side, but unfortunately wasn't able to get both feet down. He was just wide out of bounds, so it's going to be 4th down.
Royals trailing by 13, Jeff. They've been going for it all night. That's the mentality in this rivalry. They pride themselves on always going for it. There's never been a tie in the 53 years of the big game. You always go for the win. That's the mantra from both sides. 4th and 10. Gan Gibson eludes the rush, steps up, fires, complete. He'll have a 1st down as the Royal fans erupt on the near side. It will be inside the 10, 1st and goal, San Marcos. They'll spot it at the 8-yard line.
Gan Gibson once again under pressure in the backfield, rolls out to his right. His receivers break off their routes. Pugh cuts back to the middle. He finds him wide open, able to haul in the pass and move the chains. Great job by the quarterback with the patience and the receiver to recognize that he was in trouble and break free on that route.
Pugh and Whitney are so sure-handed for the Royals team, and that was a good one to try there. Pugh 17 yards to the 8. 1st and goal, San Marcos, trailing by 13. Still 3:45 to go, lots of time, and what is shaping up to be a classic between the visiting Dons and the host Royals. Santa Barbara has won 3 straight in the series and 5 of the last 6. They lead all time 30-23. Only Royal win was 4 years ago here at Workington in 2009. Dons winning here 2 years ago, 35-21. Dons won last year 35-14 at Peabody Stadium. Alfaro, 2nd and goal from the 7, driving closer to the Dons goal line. Esteban tackled at the 3, will bring up 3rd and goal.
And Esteban trying his best there, going right off the left side, able to chew up 3 yards, and 3rd and goal from the 3. See if they go back to their bread and butter.
Alfaro has gotten it twice. No reason that he wouldn't get it again unless the Royals go for a rollout, and Anthony Linebaugh will think about it. He'll use his first second half timeout. Just a reminder, tonight's 54th big game from San Marcos brought to you by WestCoastKayakFishing.net, a local place to make friends and find fishing buddies. If you like fishing from a kayak, boat, or shore, log on to WestCoastKayakFishing.net. Also brought to you in part by Cox Home Security, Home Protection, Life Connection. It's Cox Home Security. Also brought to you by Milpas Rental, serving our community for 60 years. Milpas Rental, equipment rental and sales. And brought to you by the Santa Barbara Chicken Ranch. For the best chicken and tri-tip in town, it is the best. Dons with the chalkboard, drawing up the play. Doug Caines, class of 2000. 1-0 in big games as Dons winning, as I said, last year at Peabody, 35-14, and right now his team ahead 34-21 as you look at the Royals sideline. Anthony Linebaugh thoroughly engaged in this one. Royals trying to draw again within one score. 3rd and 3, play action. Gan Gibson with a rollout, and incomplete is the call. Officials on both sides took a long look at it and say that Whitney unable to come up with the pass in the end zone. Don's defenders were immediately signaling no good, and they got the call they wanted. Incomplete. So it brings up 4th and 3. 2:35 to go. Royals looking at another goal-to-go situation. Gan Gibson will tuck under center. Pro set, 2-back formation. And handoff to the up back, Jason Deep, and he's not going to make it. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Dons, for the second time in this half, stop San Marcos on downs.
Quick handoff to Deep right up the middle, but the defensive front for Santa Barbara got a great push right off the start and able to stop him at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Santa Barbara going the other way.
So the Dons defense toughening up twice in this third quarter. Keep it a 13-point game as Payas will get under center himself and will call a run here as the Dons try to stamp it out a little bit. Cunningham nudges it out to the 4. Picks up a yard. Puts Cherokee at 70 yards on 12 carries. And he's going to have more than that before the night is done. He'll get another one here and goes out of bounds. I'll have to make sure I get all of his touchdown runs added, though, Jeff. He's scoring so fast. He's giving us fits up here in the press box.
Definitely don't blink in this game.
No sirree. Cunningham rips off another 11. So he'll be over 100 yards in a blink of an eye. He'll get it again on the 15. And ball comes out near the end of the run. They could say he was down or progress stopped. I think it's a moot point as the Dons fall on the ball anyway. Cunningham will lose a yard. Second and 12. And Iwanaga will get the Dons a first down as he gets out of bounds at the 27. Now they move it to the 29-yard line. So that's a pickup of 16. And again, Brent Payas continues to have a nice night.
Payas doing a good job of controlling a low snap. It bobbled it a little bit, but he found Iwanaga out there for a first down.
Cunningham getting more yardage up to the 39-yard line. That's going to be another 10, and just like that, Cunningham is over 100 yards. Told you it wouldn't take long. Cherokee now up to 113 on the night, plus the 82-yard punt return. So many players that we talked about, the skill players, and they haven't disappointed one bit tonight. 1st and 10 from the 39. Payas started to run left, then lost the handle, but recovers. It will cost him 4 yards, but the Dons can live with that. Little skirmish at the end of the play. Boy, Don's lucky that Payas was able to pounce on that to avoid disaster.
That definitely would have been disastrous for them. Giving San Marcos the ball at the 35 would not have been good at this point in the game.
Jeff, that was the first negative rushing play by either quarterback tonight. That speaks volumes about how good the offensive lines have been. Quarterbacks have had time to throw all night. On 2nd and 14, Payas spots Vallon in the flat, which might be the final play of the third quarter. We'll see if the Dons are able to snap. No gain on the play, and I think Santa Barbara is going to be content to let the third quarter clock run out, and they will head to the fourth quarter with a 13-point lead, looking at 3rd and 14 from their 35-yard line. That's the end of the third quarter here at Workington Stadium, the 54th big game. Dons will head to the fourth quarter with a 13-point lead, 34-21. You're enjoying the 2013 big game right here on award-winning Cox 8.
Cox knows the key to getting the most out of the internet: speed. Which is why we're committed to always providing you with blazing fast speeds for all of your internet needs. Cox high-speed internet is simply faster than DSL, and it has Power Boost, an extra surge of speed to help you download videos, pictures, and large files all in the blink of an eye. Something you can't get from the phone company's internet service. So buckle up and surf the web at speeds you've only imagined with Cox high-speed internet.
We open the fourth quarter, having a great time up here on press row tonight. John Martini, Jeff Zamora, Carl Gibbons up here in the booth. Players having a great night on the field, and hope you're enjoying the broadcast. A lot of excitement, 34-21. It is the big game, and both crowds have been revved up even before kickoff. The fans had filed in early and were excited. Cheerleaders looking their best, and the players on the field giving 100% tonight. It's been an outstanding ball game. As we open the fourth quarter, the Dons getting a 5-yard mark off to make it 3rd and 19, and Payas will take it up to the 31. In fact, will lose a yard or two, and they'll have to kick it away. Now they'll give him maybe a 2-yard gain. They'll move the ball up a little bit, nominal yardage, but the Dons will have 4th and long and will have to kick it away. It means Ignacio Rendon will come out. His first punt tonight was 45 yards. Royal return man waiting at his 33-yard line is Tony Zuniga. And Santa Barbara is going to use a timeout. Doug Caines burns his first of the second half. So both teams will have 2 timeouts remaining. Well, Jeff, San Marcos, they know they are not going to the playoffs, but still a lot to play for. A winning season, obviously. If they can win this game, they'd go to 6-4. And of course, the Dons have a lot to play for. They still have a game against Ventura next Friday. They need 2 wins to have any hopes to get a wild card CIF playoff berth.
Exactly the game that I thought we'd see tonight. Both teams, the big showdown in Santa Barbara, and they're both really laying it all out on the field tonight. Really impressive. Cunningham with a great first half, started the second half. I anticipate San Marcos here with a stop is exactly what they needed to start the fourth quarter. Now it's time for them to get the ball back and see if they can gain some momentum.
Dons are looking for their 5th winning season since 1998. And the Royals looking for their first winning season since 2003 as Rendon kicks it away, gets off a nice punt, and will roll it out of bounds at the Royals' 30-yard line. That's a 33-yard punt with no return. And San Marcos will have it with 11:07 to go in the fourth quarter. Lots of time. These teams tonight have showed they could score touchdowns and flurries just about every 90 seconds to 2 minutes throughout that second and third quarter. So this game far from over.
As we said earlier, both offenses doing a great job of just mixing it up. And I anticipate San Marcos doing it on this drive. As we see right away, they're dropping back for a pass.
Royals will start from the 30. Gan Gibson trying to elude the Dons defense. The pocket collapsing. And he is stopped for no gain. Wesley, as you see him jogging back to the Royals huddle, has had to rush just 3 times tonight. Payas just twice. I mean, both of these outstanding quarterbacks have had plenty of time to throw tonight, and we see the results. They're both having good nights. 2nd and 10. Dan Gibson rolls out and fires incomplete. Had Pugh way downfield at the Dons 30. Went short to Aravalo, and Eric had to spin around on his left shoulder and try to grab it with his right hand, but it was thrown too hard and high, incomplete.
Dan Gibson locked in on his slot receiver there. If he'd looked down in the middle of the field, he had Pugh just got behind the defensive back wide open, but unfortunately he didn't see him. It's going to be 3rd down and long for San Marcos.
That would have been a tough pass, probably throwing against his body as well. Too close to the sideline, went for the short route. Royals need to convert here on 3rd and 10 to keep their drive alive. And another flag comes out, and it's going to be offside against the Dons. Now that certainly helps. Turns 3rd and 10 into 3rd and 5, Jeff. 9th Dons penalty of the night for 75 yards. San Marcos has still not been charged with a penalty.
Impressive stat for San Marcos, showing a lot of maturity out there and not jumping off sides or committing any silly fouls.
Great discipline, but still trailing. Whitney makes a catch on 3rd and 5. It is going to be short of the 1st down. He had to come back to the ball, and Jonah Iwanaga made sure he was short. They are going to mark progress at the 39. So it will bring up 4th and 1, and you know what the Royals are going to do here.
The clock winding down under 10 minutes in the 4th quarter, down by 2 scores. Getting to that point in the game where they have to go for it regardless of the field position.
The marching Royals, the percussion section, giving it their best on a Friday night. Great to have you with us from San Marcos. 4th and 1 from the San Marcos 39. Handoff. And it looks to be close or over the 40, which would be a 1st down. And that is the call. Alfaro bumps it over the 40, picks up the 1st down. And the Royals still alive with 9:32 to go. 34-21 Santa Barbara. Dons led 14-0 at the end of 1. Led 28-21 at the half. Got the only score of the 3rd quarter to lead 34-21. Gan Gibson, listening to you, does go to Pugh, who corrals it at the 25 and is tackled inside the 20-yard line. Iwanaga gets him at the 17. 43-yard play.
Here you see Gan Gibson dropping back in the pocket. Spies Pugh just running down the middle of the field. Nice spiral pass, and Pugh able to split the defenders, able to haul in the pass on the run, get some more yards, and it's going to be 1st and 10 San Marcos at the 17-yard line.
That puts Gan Gibson up to 177 yards unofficially, and Pugh 6 catches now for a $114. The Stars continue to shine here tonight at San Marcos. As you saw, Iwanaga cramping up. Jonah with 1 pick this year. All-Channel Leaguer a year ago. One of the Dons' captains. They need him in there for all 4 quarters.
And Pugh with 100 yards receiving this game and last game as well. So back-to-back 100-yard games. Quite impressive for the receiver.
That's right. That is a season high, in fact, right now. The 114 yards. Royals continuing to try to get close in this game. They've been a touchdown behind, it seems, the entire night. Pugh that time unable to hold on at the Dons 10. Paul Unzueta, the senior, defending for Santa Barbara. I mean, all night, Jeff, they fell behind 14-0, cut it to a touchdown, fell behind 2 scores, cut it to a touchdown, fell behind 2 scores, cut it to a touchdown at half. Now they're behind 2 scores again. It's been that way the entire night.
Seen a little pattern here.
San Marcos creeps closer, the Dons extend. Really the difference is those first 2 touchdowns for the Dons, getting out 14-0. They've had that lead most of the night. Royals again trying to get closer. Should have first and goal here as Gan Gibson hits Jason Deep, and Deep will be out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
There you see Gan Gibson with the fake handoff up the middle to Alfaro. Finds Deep. Deep does a nice job of not just hauling in the pass, but doing the tightrope rock right there all the way down to the 1-yard line. It's going to be first and goal for San Marcos.
Boy, this is the kind of game that you never want to end. It has just been fun from the outset. The Never Say Die Dons and the Never Say Die Royals treating us to a classic. San Marcos first and goal from the 3, and the Dons think it will start from the 8. They think San Marcos jumped the gun on the snap. Let's get the call.
We have a dead ball foul. False start on the offense.
Well, the Royals get their first penalty of the night with 8:45 to go in the 4th quarter. Not bad.
I think coach could live with that, although quite the inopportune time to have your first penalty when you're first and goal at the 2.
So the ball moved back to the 8-yard line. 34-21 Santa Barbara. Dons looking for their 4th victory in a row in the series. That hasn't happened since 1979 to 1982 when Santa Barbara won 4 in a row. Gan Gibson with a nice pass to Eric Aravalo. They'll take it to the 3-yard line. Second and goal, gain of 5.
3 for San Marcos.
Second catch for Aravalo in the ball game. We talked about him. He had 2 catches against Dos Pueblos in the game we had 2 weeks ago. You look at the fans enjoying themselves on a Friday night. This is Alfaro, and he creeps closer, takes it to the 1. Oh, Esteban just a yard away from his 4th touchdown of the night. Trying to make it 5-4. Cunningham over Aravalo. Esteban, 98 yards on 22 carries. And he needs 1 more yard here for his 4th touchdown of the night. Ball spotted in the center of the field as you see the Dons defense. They have been pretty tough here in this second half. They've thrown a shutout so far, but Alfaro breaks that shutout in the second half as he plunges in from a yard out. Touchdown, San Marcos. And the Royals, with 7:32 to play, do creep closer again.
And all of a sudden, San Marcos putting some points up. They kick this PAT. They'll be within another score, and the missed PAT for Santa Barbara could come back to haunt them.
3 1-yard runs by Aravalo. The extra point was tipped at the line of scrimmage, but it does go over the upright and crossbar and sneaks through. Carl Gibbons says by the slimmest of margins, but it's good. And the Royals trail now by only 6. And Jeff, you're right. That extra point, will it play a factor in this game? Esteban Alfaro, 4 touchdown runs tonight, a 6-yarder and 3 1-yard runs. That now gives the Channel League leader 16 rushing touchdowns and 19 touchdowns overall. 114 points that he has scored now in 9 games by himself.
It's quite impressive. It's definitely a running back battle this evening.
Now Cunningham, I've got unofficially 113 yards on 17 carries. Alfaro, I've got for 99 yards on 23 carries.
Plenty of time left in this game for Alfaro to break the 100-yard barrier.
Absolutely. Squib kick, fielded by Vallon at the 26. Now breaks through near side, up to midfield, and Vallon is knocked out of bounds. That should draw a flag. It will. In fact, it draws 2 flags. And you see the Royals fans in disbelief after that kickoff return, as the Dons are going to be set up with beautiful field position.
And there you see the bobbled kickoff, able to haul it in, break it off to your left sideline. Avoids the first tackle right there, kind of gets tripped up, maybe got his shoe untied a little bit there. Brought down from behind, but this late hit is going to tack on 15 to the end of that run. Very unnecessary.
Dead ball foul, personal foul on white, on blue, first down.
Yep, that was a good call. He was on the other side of the white chalk. That 2 or 3 yard barrier for the players. He was well out of bounds when he got hit, and 2 officials saw it. So the Dons will have it at the Royals 33. Another marker comes out in the Dons backfield as Cunningham, trying to churn on the right side, gets upended. But this one will not count. Holding from the outset against Santa Barbara. 7 minutes, 14 seconds to play in the 54th big game. Royals at 5-4, Dons at 3-5 with 1 game remaining.
Hold on the offense after 10-yard penalty. We'll repeat first down.
Mike Vale with the call. Don's 10th penalty of the night. Moves it back to the 43-yard line. Ebling in motion, but it's Cunningham breaking inside the 35-30 and down the right sideline like a rocket. Cherokee is out of bounds at the 21 as he rips off 22 more yards and hobbling a bit to the sidelines, holding his left leg.
There you see Cherokee starting up the middle, breaks it off to his right side. Really a patient runner, just waiting for his blockers upfield to set up some blocks for him. Does a nice job, very patient. Runs down the right side and bounces off the final tackler, and first down Santa Barbara.
So Cunningham up to 135 yards. Payas with a quick 2-step drop and throws one incomplete. Iwanaga, the intended receiver, goes to get the ball as he dove at the 10-yard line.
As we saw Cunningham go off the field there grabbing his hamstring, you have to wonder if maybe he's cramping up a little bit. As much action as he's seen out on the field tonight, and being a warmer night could be a factor.
Yep, you hope it's a hamstring or not a hamstring. DJ Garcia with the run there for the Dons. Well, you hope it's not a hamstring. You hope it is a cramp. So Garcia spelling Cunningham. Takes it down to the 7-yard line. 34-28. Payas hands off one more time. And Garcia again takes it inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, here comes Cunningham back in the game, so maybe just a little dehydration, get some fluids in him and get back out there.
So Garcia doing his job. 2 nice runs for a total of 10 yards. And as you said, Cunningham back on the field. 2nd down and goal from the 4. Dons leading by 6. Royals looking for a turnover. Dons looking for another score. Cunningham looking for his 6th touchdown, but he's not going to get it here as he is drilled back at the 5-yard line. Royals, an outstanding job of sniffing Cunningham out on that play.
Defense did a good job of stretching out the field on that far side, forcing Cunningham to cut back, but unfortunately for him, the defensive front on the backside contained and were able to stop him for a little loss there.
Parker Rosenberg playing a whale of a game for the Royals. Nate Willows. San Marcos defense trying to hold here. 3rd and goal from the 5. We're down to 5 minutes to play here in the big game. Little pitch to Cherokee. Stopped at the 5, but keeps churning. And he is going to be ruled down short of the goal line. He'll pick up 4, but he's 1 short, and it brings up 4th and goal.
Let's take a look at the replay here. You see the pitch to Cunningham. Stops in his tracks, cuts it back to the middle, bounces off his own blocker, cuts it back to the left, and just lowers his shoulder, and you'll see him just start driving his legs and try to reach out and break the goal line. And unfortunately, the referee says he's down by contact.
Well, in a game that has featured 62 points, the play of the game could be right here. San Marcos wants a timeout to talk things over. They will leave them with 1 timeout remaining, and we'll be right back. 4th and goal coming up.
Cox knows the key to getting the most out of the internet: speed. Which is why we're committed to always providing you with blazing fast speeds for all of your internet needs. Cox high-speed internet is simply faster than DSL, and it has Power Boost, an extra surge of speed to help you download videos, pictures, and large files all in the blink of an eye. Something you can't get from the phone company's internet service. So buckle up and surf the web at speeds you've only imagined with Cox high-speed internet.
High emotion and high energy from the outset tonight here at Workington Stadium. The Royals taking a timeout to talk it over. The game perhaps on the line here. Dons leading by 6. 4th and goal. Payas calls his own number, tucks it between the center and right guard, and into the end zone. Touchdown for the sophomore quarterback. Touchdown, Santa Barbara.
There you see Payas coming back on. Santa Barbara, I think, is going to elect to go for 2, bump it up to a 2-score lead.
Trying to do what they did after the first 2 scores of the game, where they missed an extra point. Brent Payas, just his 2nd rushing touchdown, and now the 2-point conversion. Payas throws a strike to Iwanaga, and an important conversion makes it 42-28. So the Dons missing 2 extra points tonight, but undaunted after the next score, converting a 2-point conversion both times. So Brent Payas, after everyone in the stadium anticipated Cunningham getting the ball, Doug Caines calls the sophomore quarterback's number, and Payas takes it in on a 1-yard sneak. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the season, and the Dons getting the 2-point conversion from Payas to Iwanaga to once again answer the Royals and take that 2-touchdown lead. It's been uncanny tonight. Dons by 14, down to 7. Dons by 14, down to 7. Dons by 13, down to 6. Now it's back to 14.
And San Marcos with another opportunity to get the ball back and see what they can do. See if they can bounce back off the canvas and throw a couple more punches and stick in there.
Hey, we've got 4:15 left. Time for at least 3 more scores, right?
In this game, absolutely.
Trick or treat. We've got treats all night here at San Marcos, as the kickoff by the Dons is halted by the officials' whistles. Buena and Ventura are both 2-0 in the Channel League. DP is 2-1. Then the Dons and Royals. And right now, Ventura is leading Buena 24-0 with 2 minutes to go in the ball game. And that is not good news for Santa Barbara fans. The Dons celebrate here with a win. May wake up in the morning and see that they've been eliminated from playoff contention. Santa Barbara needing Ventura to lose that game based on the Dons already having lost to Buena. They needed to see Ventura lose and then beat the Cougars next week to put both teams at 2-2, but win the tiebreaker with the head-to-head win.
Right.
Now Ventura is going to have those 3 wins, and if Buena finishes 2-2, they would win the tiebreaker over the Dons. But all you can do is control what you're doing on your field, and Santa Barbara right now taking care of business, leading 42-28. So let's see what the Royals do. Jeff, you having some fun tonight?
I'm having a great time. Time for Gan Gibson and Alfaro to jump out there and start moving the ball around. Like we said earlier, a little over 4 minutes. Plenty of time in this game from what we've seen to this point.
It's one of these old-fashioned shootout games that we've had from years past, and we're enjoying every moment. 70 points so far. Royals will start from their 44 after the short kick. Gan Gibson will take it himself and wisely gets out of bounds. You've got to start conserving as much time as you can, needing 2 scores, and the senior quarterback does exactly that as he bounces out at midfield after a gain of 6. Well, we've really been able to see the best of both quarterbacks tonight. We said coming in, they were number 1 and 2 in passing yardage, almost 1,600 for Gan Gibson, over 1,300 for Payas, and they have both been spectacular tonight.
Both as good as advertised, that's for sure.
So the quarterbacks, the running backs, and now the defense says, don't forget about us, John and Jeff, as the Dons get the first sack of the ball game for either team, and dancing for joy is Zach Ortiz, the senior defensive lineman. That is his 4th sack of the season. Take a look right here.
And there you see Ortiz just coming right up the middle, untouched. Beeline for the quarterback, a defensive lineman's dream. I think that's some drool marks out there he's got broken through.
Speaking of drool, a little one with the pacifier. She's enjoying the big game as well. Loss of 7 on the sack by Ortiz. 3rd and 11, and the Royals now seeing clock starting to dwindle and downs. That was a huge sack by Ortiz. It will bring up 4th down and 7 here. Ball is at the 48, so it will be 4th and 6. Officially, they need to get to the Santa Barbara 46-yard line. Royals again will go for it. Just inside of 3 minutes to play, trailing by 14. 42-28 Santa Barbara. Gan Gibson fires right at the first down sticks. Receiver was short if he doesn't turn, and Alfaro turned off his shoulder, got an extra yard, and that was the difference.
Back-to-back plays to Alfaro. We're used to him running. Play before this, a little screen pass to him to set up 4th down, and able to haul that pass in and move the chains for another first down.
Both quarterbacks now over 200 yards passing. Gan Gibson again flushed, fires incomplete. Pugh, the intended target. It was broken up by the Dons secondary. Iwanaga getting a hand on it. Stops the clock with 2:32 to go.
There you see a shot of Iwanaga right there. Great defensive play, just lays out there and able to slap the ball away with his hand. Otherwise, it was a sure reception for San Marcos. Great play there by.
He's a very athletic kid, isn't he?
Yes.
6 foot, 175. Got good speed, good athletic ability.
Good hands.
Showed agility there. A very good hand on that one to knock it away. Gan Gibson will take it himself from the 45-yard line. Gets close to a first down, but is short by about a yard. That means the clock will continue. Royals have 1 timeout as we're down to 2 minutes and 10 seconds to play. Looking at a 3rd and 1 here. Santa Barbara 42, San Marcos 28. Exactly 2 minutes to play as the ball is snapped. Pass in the air, deflected, and incomplete. Intended target was Eric Aravalo. Russell Endholm nearly had his 5th interception of the season.
Endholm hitting himself on the helmet, just thinking about, man, it was right in my hands. I had it. Great defensive play there.
Endholm, who had 3 interceptions in 1 game. That was the Dons' 41-28 win over Pacifica, and had 1 other interception during the season. Nearly had his league-leading 5th here. 4th and 1. Royals have to go for it. It will be a handoff to Alfaro. He gets the first down, moves the pile, and they'll stop the clock briefly while they set the ball. First down on a pickup of 3. Alfaro over 100 yards rushing, but his team down by 2 scores. San Marcos needs to try to score in a hurry and go to the onside kick. Gan Gibson now flushed, reverses field, and his knee touches. He'll be down. Then a late flag comes out. So we may have a roughing the quarterback on Santa Barbara after Gibson touched the ground. That's the call.
Take a look at the replay here. You see Gibson back in the pocket, scampers up front over to his left, looking for a receiver to break open downfield, and nothing there. Defender's coming at him. Gets a shoestring tackle. He goes down on one knee, which means the ball's dead, and Santa Barbara defender comes with a late
foul
hit.
On the defense. The down will now be 2. Second down.
They're going to count the play, Jeff. It'll be a loss of 10 on the sack, but then the Dons get docked 15 yards. So the play counts. It's a post-possession or post-play foul and brings up 2nd and 5. Down to 120. Gan Gibson is dropped at the 27-yard line. Clock continues to run. We're down to 1:10 to go. Royals need to get into the end zone in a hurry. They have 1 timeout remaining. Santa Barbara has 2. Exactly 1 minute to play in regulation here in the big game. Gan Gibson will stop the clock as he buries one into the field turf. Incomplete. Stopping the clock with 54.6 seconds to play. And the Royals looking at a 4th down and 4 from the Dons 27. Well, Judgment Day has arrived for San Marcos right here. Wesley Gan Gibson over 200 yards. Dons defense digging in. 4th and 4. Shotgun Gan Gibson. He throws it behind Pugh. Incomplete. And the Royals' final attempt at a miraculous comeback has appeared to go by the boards as the pass incomplete. And you see Santa Barbara's Alex Guadarrama, the junior, celebrating as he heads to the Dons sidelines.
End of the game. Be awarding the Gary Blake.
Well, it's been 30 years since the Dons won 4 games in a row over the Royals. Last time was 1979 through 82. And now the Dons, 2010 to 13, about to do it once again. 4 consecutive wins over San Marcos. Well, player of the game has to be, I'll let you say.
Let's see.
Can we all say number 13 in unison?
The same one, same person as 2 years ago?
Cherokee Cunningham is my vote. Nudging out a host of tremendous performances tonight.
And I'll go with the same. Hard to deny him after 5 touchdowns.
Cherokee
Tremendous.
Cunningham, 4 rushing touchdowns and an 82-yard punt return. His 5 scores, trumping Alfaro's 4 in a old-fashioned shootout. As the final seconds will tick down, Santa Barbara will claim their 4th straight win in the big game over San Marcos. They'll have a chance for a 500 season next week as Santa Barbara travels to Ventura to take on the Cougars. We'll have the player of the game following these messages. Final score, Santa Barbara 42, San Marcos 28. You've enjoyed the 2013 big game right here on award-winning Cox 8.
Backbeat, a show highlighting people that make a difference using music in our very own community.
John Martini postgame here at Workington Stadium. It's been 30 years since the Dons beat the Royals 4 straight times, 1979 through 1982. Santa Barbara accomplishes the feat again 2010 through 2013, and a big reason why is our player of the game, Cherokee Cunningham. All this young man has done is score 9 touchdowns in 2 games here at Workington Stadium, 4 in 2011, 5 more tonight. And he's our Montecito Bank and Trust player of the game. I'm going to bring in Javier Quesada, branch manager of the Hollister branch of Montecito Bank and Trust. Javier, great to see you again. What a performance by Cherokee tonight. 5 touchdowns, including that 82-yard punt return and the 42-28 Dons victory.
Absolutely. This is the second time that Cherokee has received this award from me, both beating my alma mater, but hey, well-deserved. 5 touchdowns, great game. Nobody can stop you out there today. Congratulations on behalf of all of us at Montecito Bank and Trust. Great job.
And Javier's got some hardware for you, the Montecito Bank and Trust player of the game. And Cherokee, before we talk to you a few questions, we're going to bring in John Rabe, who also has the Gary Blades Most Valuable Player Award, the 19th year that we have given out this award, started in 1995. And Cherokee, you're the first Don ever to win this award twice, and only the second athlete to win it twice. Bradley Van Pelt, an NFL player, won it in 1997 and 98. And John, presentation to Cherokee, please.
There you go, Cherokee. Thank you. Gary would have been proud of you this word. Good job.
Cherokee, this one is yours to keep. This one is going to be at the round table on Monday, and it will have your name inscribed with all the greats. Has to mean a lot to you to be part of the Dons royalty, the Dons legacy, and you have certainly put your imprint on the legacy with 2 outstanding performances here in this field in the last 3 years. 5 touchdowns tonight, Cherokee. You had the first 5 Dons scores. Talk about what your emotions are right now after this big game victory.
I'm pretty calm. It feels good. I just want to change, honestly, and that's about it.
Well, we'll keep it short. I don't want you to cramp up on the balmy weather, but I do have just a couple of questions. 82-yard punt return. Talk about that. You had the Santa Barbara sidelines jumping for joy. It was a scintillating run. Talk about the punt return for the touchdown.
Punt return, honestly, I was pretty nervous to catch it because I couldn't see what was coming at me. Caught it. I saw I had space, ran it outside, and then we had it sealed, so I just hit the sideline.
You finished with 141 yards on 21 carries. Talk about your quarterback, Brent Payas. Thought he was outstanding tonight. He had only 5 incompletions and was about 223 yards through the air.
That's real good because he's a sophomore too, so it's just going to be more and more.
What was the Dons' game plan tonight? A lot of people thought it was going to be a shootout. They proved to be right. What was your game plan coming in against the Royals?
Stop the run.
Anything else?
That's pretty much it.
And let Cherokee carry the ball. Final question, Cherokee. You've got Ventura next week down there. Tough game to play, but it's a chance for you guys to finish at the 500 mark, 5-5, and also even in the Channel League. What do you expect from the Cougars next week?
Oh, that's going to be rough. But if we clean up and we just practice hard, maybe we could pull off the same victory or a tough game.
Well, great effort for you tonight, Cherokee. Touchdown runs of 12, 3, 3, and 20, and an 82-yard punt return. He had, as I said, the Dons' first 5 scores of the night. Santa Barbara was 2 steps ahead, leading by 2 touchdowns the entire evening. Royals kept trying to chase, but in the end, Santa Barbara wins it 42-28. The Dons 4 in a row over San Marcos, and the Olive and Gold has won 6 of the last 7 in this big game series. It's on to Ventura for the Dons next week against the Cougars. Till then, John Martini saying good night from Workington Stadium.